Okay, can you remember from Junior Cert, what does OR stand for?
Radius.
The radius, okay? So the radius, it's half the diameter. Diameter is the full way across. Radius is just half the way across. So from the center of the circle to the circumference, okay? So the area is how much space this takes up. Can you remember what your formula is for area? Pi or squared, lovely. Pi or squared. Down here, we'll get to that in a minute. That's theta. Don't worry about that yet. And this is on page 8. And 9 of your log tables. Okay, so you can see circle or disc down here, area and length, and then we've sector over here. So we'll worry about the circle first. So your area is pi r squared, and your circumference, which means all around the outside, 2 pi r, good, 2 pi r.
Do we need to bring in like the math, the rocks for this chapter?
No, no, that'll be next year, your math set.
Sorry.
Okay, is everyone okay with that? Now, a sector down here is just part of a circle. It's a fraction of a circle, okay? And the fraction depends on how big this bit is. Now, if you think of a circle, in the middle, how many degrees is in a full circle?
360.
360. So your fraction is always something out of 360. Okay? So for the area of a sector, it's called theta over 360. This is theta. And it's just like x, but it's for an unknown angle. So if they told me that was 50 degrees, I'd put 50 over 360. Okay, if it was 90 degrees, it would be 90 over 360. You're just trying to find out what fraction of the full thing. Okay? Now, because I'm dealing with area, you use the area formula up there. Theta over 360. So whatever fraction by the area. And if you're talking about this here, that's L. That's just a fraction of the circumference. It's part of the circumference. It's called the length of the arc. So that's an arc from there to there. That's L. It's still just the fraction by your circumference formula, 2 pi r. So the only difference with sectors is you have to have a fraction in front. Theta over 360 by pi r squared. Theta over 360 by 2 pi r. Okay? And they're both given to you in the log tables. Now, up here, we're always dealing with theta in degrees. Okay? So look, 2 pi r by theta over 360, pi r squared by theta over 360. So it's these ones. You ignore these up here.
So it's like the equivalent of the circumference sectors.
Yeah,
The same formula.
exactly. It's the exact same formula, but just you're only using part of it. Okay? So will I do an example of them? Yeah. Okay, work out the perimeter and area of the given figure. So we'll do perimeter first.
Should I really stop and do that?
So it might be already. Okay. Perimeter, we know, is all the outsides, don't we? Okay, so we'd have to get all the outsides from here to here, wouldn't we? As well as this, this, and this. Okay, what shape is this? A semicircle. So, perimeter of semicircle. And then what will I add on? So that'll get me from there to there. Add on, so it's not a full rectangle, sure it isn't. So it would be 35 plus 28 plus 35. Okay, does that make sense? Because remember, perimeter is only the outsides. So I can't add on this little bit in here. Now, two ways of getting the perimeter of a semicircle. What's the perimeter of a full circle? 2 pi r. And if I want a semicircle, I'd just divide it by 2, wouldn't I? Okay, 2 pi r divided by 2. Because it's the full circle divided by 2. Or I could have used the sector formula there, and how many degrees would this be? 180 over 360, exactly. Good job. Okay, so 2 pi r over 2 plus whatever this is, 35 plus 35 plus 28, which is 98. Okay, and now let's fill in. What's or? 14. How did you know? Yeah, so look, this is 28 here, girls. So that means that's 28 there. And if that's 28 there, it must be 14 here and 14 here. Okay? So 2 pi r over 2 plus 98. Now, did they say anything about the answer? Do they want it to 2 decimal places? Do they want it to pi? They didn't say anything. So when they don't say anything, you're going to use the pi button on the calculator. Okay? So do you remember where the pi button is? So I need to do my fraction. Okay? And then 2 by, pi is down here with yellow. Okay? So shift and the by 10, that gets me pi. 2 by 14 over 2 plus 98. Okay, 2 pi r over 2 plus 98, and that's what I get. So my answer is 141.98. Okay. Now, in the question, they did actually give me centimetres. So it's perimeter, my answer would just be centimetres.
Why is it being divided by 2?
Because it's not a full circle, it's actually a semicircle, isn't it? Is that all right for that one? That's perimeter. Any questions? Yeah.
If you were to do the 180 over 360,
Yeah.
would you then multiply by y squared?
Because it's perimeter, it would be 2 pi or. And then I should end up with the exact same thing. Yeah. Okay. So that's the sector way. Now, the next question, the next question here is area. So they asked perimeter and area. So, how do I get the area? Tell me what I'm going to do first. Okay, very good. Get the area of the rectangle. And then I'm going to add on the area of the semicircle. Everyone okay with that? because I want the full shape, so I'm going to divide it into two, the rectangle there and the semicircle. So what's the area of the rectangle? How do I do that? 35 by 28. Okay, lovely. Hold on to that for me. What's the area of the semicircle? Yeah, what's area? Pi or squared. Pi or squared. That's a full circle divided by 2 to get a semicircle. Brilliant. Okay, and I'm going to throw that into my calculator. 35 by 28 plus fraction pi by 14 squared over 2.
You said you didn't divide it by 2 for the first steps. Could you divide your actual answer again?
No, because you'd be dividing this bit by 2. But if you got this and then divided this answer by 2, it would be fine. And then added on this. Okay?
My answer for now. Wrong.
Okay. What? Are you good? Yeah? Great. You okay?
Do you know for perimeter, how come you couldn't say semicircle plus rectangle and you could use rectangle in the area?
Because if I used semicircle and rectangle, if I got the perimeter of the semicircle, it would be this bit plus this bit. And then perimeter of the rectangle would be all of this and this. But I don't want any of that because that's not included in perimeter. So that's why I'm not allowed to do it. For area, it's fine to include it because I'm just figuring out how much space that takes up and how much space that takes up. But for perimeter, it has to just be the outsides. Okay, so I can't use any of the inside lines. Is that all right? Okay. We do another example? Have we?
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be quick. Okay, no, I'll stop so.